Welcome back. We are going to work on the Summit for the first time on video, and what has to happen is this track has to go on there, and there's a lot of other things to deal with that, but this video is going to be on the drivers. These are 2.5 pitch-ish, something like that, drivers, and these are 3.0 pitch drivers, and that is a 3.0 pitch track. And if you don't know about that, maybe I'll do a video in the future on how to calculate all that and figure it all out, but that's not going to be this one. This is just going to be pressing them on and off of that deal, which you should use a press. Don't do it with a hammer. You're going to mess stuff up. If you get these all messed up, they don't ever return. They're done forever. They're done. So just do it the right way. They're like, I think this was like $100 and something bucks at Harbor Freight. Granted, that was a couple years ago, but it's not that expensive. Just get a press and just do it. Also, you can use a big bolt like I am, or just the nut from it, or you can get a collar to fit around here, but you're pressing from right here. So find something that fits over your drive shaft right there. You don't want to push against these. You want to push against that, and get a whole bunch of WD-40 or something slippery like my mystery fluid that I won't tell you what it is. So here we go. Okay, it's as simple as that to get those off. Now they're off, and we're switching to those guys. And depending on the track you have, depends on what you need to do, but these are anti-stab, or not anti-stab, they don't stab. Those are anti-ratchet, so they do stab, and these are different. So typically some sleds will have all four of them, and these will be your outers and these will be your inners, depending on the type of track you have, depends on what you can do. So this is the track going on. This is the track that came off. And on this one, I'm pretty sure that we would want the outers and the inners, because the inners would sit here, the outers would sit here, and who's its and what's nots. But on this one, we're just going to have the inners, because if I use the outers, it screws everything all up. So we're just using the inners, but it's got the two deals there. Also, I forgot to mention, mark where they're sitting now, so you can coordinate where your new ones are going to sit. Might not be in the exact same spot. You got to measure where they need to sit on your track, but they also need to be on here, not necessarily centered. However, this fits in your dealio there. So I know that made a whole lot of sense, but do all your own measurements and figure it out. And that's what I'm going to do right now. We got our new marks on here that you probably can't see on the camera, but these wheels are 3 inches wide, and they need to be 4 7/8 inches apart to the center. And the old marks, blah, 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 math and stuff. And so these are the outer marks of my two new wheels. And we're going to set a wheel on here and press this in this way and get the back wheel on, and then get the front wheel on, and then the bearing. Okay, and then you set it in there and you check, and I have it backwards, but it engages properly, and so it's good. When you start getting close to the marks that you put on there, start checking it periodically, because your marks probably are off by, you know, like a 16th or something like that, maybe a 32nd. I don't know how accurate you measure, but if you measure like me and just kind of precisely guess, you might want to check it and just make sure. Isn't that right, Mills? Yeah, she's the supervisor. She says I do crap work. So yeah, that's that. And then you press the bearing back on. And there she goes. Don't forget to put your collar and stuff on if you have to do that. And pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to show you putting the bearing on. I think you guys are all smart enough to do that. And thanks for watching.